What is up, guys? It's James Refuse, and with next-gen consoles, well, with one of them already out, which is the Wii U, I don't know why we don't consider that a next-gen console. It is a next-gen console for Nintendo, but it might not be for a general consensus of the platform and console market. Though, with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One coming out later this year, the biggest things that everyone is pretty much wanting from them and what we want to see more of are the games, and mainly the next-gen games. So that term next-gen games is being thrown out there all the time, with just games that are coming out for next-gen consoles being called next-gen games. For instance, Battlefield 4. People keep on calling that a next-gen game, pretty much a face for the next-gen market. Though its upgrade from Battlefield 3 and previous Battlefields is not that much. In my honest opinion, me being a huge Battlefield fan, I'm looking at Battlefield turning into somewhat of a COD franchise, where it's only going to be small improvements from here on out, and we're just going to turn these into hyping them and trying to make them blockbuster titles. It had major improvements from COD 4 up until what we have today, but there's small incremental improvements, nothing really groundbreaking, really changing the playing style of the game. Now with Battlefield 4 from Battlefield 3, there is more destruction, though it's still the same style of gameplay that you overall get. So I wouldn't really call that a next gen game. It's gonna be on the next gen consoles, though it's not a next gen game. Games that really do fall into this category are games that really blur the lines between the multiplayer and the single player. For instance, the social market or the social media has really intertwined with gaming and our overall general days and our general lives, that games, they really do want to push for that multiplayer, because that's what really builds onto having a game last a long time, unless you have games such as Witcher, Fallout, and the Elder Scrolls franchises, where they're just increasingly long single player and RPG quests where you can play in multiple different ways. Those are able to survive because it's really an immersive experience. Now when it comes to FPS shooters and some of the MMOs out there, they're relying on the multiplayer aspect to really have the game last a long time. And when I talk to people that have actually played the campaign in Battlefield 3, it's a very small amount. The majority of people bought the game just for multiplayer. Now I played the campaign mainly because I play the campaign for every single game I have. I really want, if I'm paying $60 for something, I really want to play and use that total amount that I'm actually getting out of. So I end up doing that. Now, what I meant earlier about blurring the lines between the multiplayer and the single player. Now, if you look at the game The Division, which is coming out on consoles, and there is a PC petition going on, and Ubisoft is most likely backing it. Well, not generally like backing it, saying, alright, get these many people to sign it and we'll make it. It seems like the amount of people that signed it really is going to push Ubisoft to actually release this game on PC also, try and create some sort of cross-platform. Now this game is multiplayer only, though there are some single player elements to it, where you can play by yourself or you can play as a team to kind of work together to survive, similar to what DayZ is like. DayZ is a multiplayer game built off of a single player engine, where you have a lot of the same aspects, though you're able to team up for people if you want to. So this really does blur the lines, where you still have the RPG and the quest and the goals that you have set, that everyone else kind of has the same thing. So you have these this cooperation. Now Borderlands is probably one of the best games where I can really show this example for, where Borderlands, you can play by yourself or you can go into multiplayer and play. Say if you're running to a very difficult goal or trying to complete one quest, it's just increasingly difficult for you to do that, so you get to team up with people. Now with The Division and the game Destiny, those are coming out later this year. Those games are strictly multiplayer, so it's pretty much you have to decide if you want to team up or not. And having this increasingly long game lifespan with the DLCs that are going to be coming out with both of those game titles, and then having them be MMO shooters, or with The Division being somewhat of an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter and Destiny being a first-person, the backing, which is Tom Clancy and Bungie, they're known for having this really immersive storytelling. And having games such as that where you're able to take those single player elements and really just put those in multiplayer, where you can actually experience the game with your friends and have the same overall feeling that you'll get from single player and multiplayer all in one, really is what next gen is about. And then you have the overall, like, oh, this game is really utilizing these systems such as Killzone Shadowfall, utilizing every single like CPU, every single core, all of the power that the PlayStation 4 can offer, the Killzone Shadowfall is going to be using. So you have games such as that also, which push for a different side of what next gen games are about, mainly what performs the best, what uses the most power and the most performance, and how well they use that. That's another category of how you can classify what next gen games are about. So that is it for this commentary, guys. If you enjoyed or hated this video, leave a rating down below. Shares always appreciated, and like always, have a nice day.